Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be replacing the front pads and rotors on a 2014 Toyota Corolla. The first thing we're going to do is loosen up the lug nuts here. And then once you have those lug nuts loosened up, you're going to want to raise the vehicle. Now you have to raise the vehicle further back from the point where you're going to live. Now we can remove the lug nuts. Now on the back side of the caliper right here, you're gonna find two bolts, one here, one further down right here. These are gonna be 14mm hex bolts. You're gonna loosen them up and then that'll free up the caliper. We're also gonna need to retract the brake pad piston. You can get a glimpse of it right here on the inside. And you're gonna need a special tool in order to retract that. All the tools and parts we're going to be using will be linked down in the description below. This is the special tool you're going to need to retract the brake pad piston. This right here, once you crank on this right here, it'll extend and push that piston in. Now if you don't have this tool, or you don't want to spend the money to get this tool, there is an alternative way to get that brake pad piston retracted. With a flathead screwdriver, you can come in here on the inside and pry back, and you'll see that the piston will start to retract as you pry back. Once you have a little bit pried back, you can slide the piston, you can slide the caliper back that way to the right. You can see how much of a gap you have now. And you can come in between the pad and the rotor, slide in between those, and continue to pry back. And once you can't push in any longer, then the piston is protracted all the way through. Now one thing you're gonna notice is you have the 14mm right here, and right in here you're gonna see like a nut, and here's what's going to happen. If you loosen this and then keep going, we actually got lucky with this one and it's not spinning here, so I'm going to leave this here. Let's actually try the bottom one, see if I can show you. Maybe it'll do it. Nope, we're actually getting lucky on this one. What happens is this right here will actually start spinning as you try to loosen this. So you won't loosen anything. It's just going to keep spinning and spinning. You need to get yourself a skinny wrench to fit in here. And this is a size 17mm. And this is the small wrench that you can get. Again, all the tools will be linked down in the description. And the skinny wrench basically just will hold this in place as you loosen the 14 right here. So once you have the top and the bottom removed, you can grab this. And you're going to want to grab a hook like this through the caliper to have it supported. Just like this. You put it on the spring, let it support like this, because you don't want to damage the brake line right here. You don't want any bends, or you don't want the brake line to be taking the weight of the caliper, so don't just let it hang right here. Okay, so now we can just, if you want with your flathead, you can pull out the old pads. And these pads, if you have the original ones from Toyota, they have a shim that you need to remove from them. These are not the OEM ones, so even if I try to pry on this, it's not going to come off. There's like a sticky residue underneath, and the OEM ones do not have this. The OEM ones clip on, and it's a two-piece, and you can take them off and put them back on. So if you have aftermarket ones and the shims do not come off, or they don't have the original ones, you're going to need to buy a shim kit. Here's the part number for the shim kit. And here's what it looks like. You're gonna get these two here. This goes on the outside, and then you get these that go on the inside, the black ones. And I'll show you how this gets assembled. And on the brake pad, you're also going to need these little clips that go on the bottom here. These come with the shim kit, so you don't need to worry about buying these separately if you already bought the shims. Now to remove the caliper bracket, we're gonna need to remove two 17mm bolts. You'll find them on the back side right here, one here and one right there. I'm gonna use a long 1/2 inch breaker bar to break these loose as they are very tight. And before you fully remove the top one, make sure you support the bracket, otherwise it's just gonna fall on you. Now the rotor will be free to just remove. If your rotor is if your rotor is stuck onto the hub on the backside, give this a few taps, it should break loose. You'll need 2 rotors. This is the part number for the front. Now when it comes to the caliper bracket, you want to make sure to clean up all the inside where the contact points are, both top and bottom. Get them nice and cleaned up. And the other thing is the sliding pins here. You want to pull these out, clean them up, and re-lube them, because you want them to be able to retract and move freely, slide. See how this pretty much gets stuck in the bottom? This one has a little more of a slide to it or a bounce, but still needs to be cleaned and re-lubed. So to remove them, you just grab it and pull out. Pull them out like that. Get a shop rag, clean all this off. One thing to pay attention to is that the sliding pins are different. One of them has this little sleeve right here, and they are actually different lengths, just slightly. See that? So the one without the sleeve will go on the top side. The one with the sleeve and the shorter one will go on the bottom. So now we can reinstall the bracket. Slide it in here, match up the hole up top. And just start them by hand. Once you catch the threads, go on to the bottom one. Now, if you're trying to install the bracket and the rotor is just wobbling too much and it's getting in your way, what you could do to stabilize it is just push this in all the way. Grab one of the lug nuts and just thread it in all the way. So like that, with the lug nut in, the rotor will move and it'll be in place. Makes it a lot easier to put on the bracket. Here's the part number for the front brake pads. Okay, so to install the shims, you grab one of your silver ones and one of the black ones with the little vents right here. You're gonna slide this one on first. It's gonna hook on the back here. It'll hook on right here. You clip those in, just like that. And then right here, in this area right here, you're gonna put some brake pad grease, and then you're going to sandwich the two pieces together. With the silver one's going to go on top. It's going to clip in here and down here, and then it'll clip in right here in the center, just like that. And that's how you install the shims. And then you're going to put the little clip down at the bottom and then install the brake pad. So if you're going to put it on the outside, then you put it on this side here, and if you're going to put it on the inside, then you put it on this side over here. And then the clip, you're going to notice it's going to have a little indent right here, and that's where this little piece is going to clip into. So the side that has the shim, you're going to put it in like this, and you're going to slide it in until you hear it clip into place, and now that's installed. So if I was putting this in, I'd put this in this way, just line up the guide pins, slide it in. Now what you're also going to want to do is you're going to want to put some lube on these contact points here, and some right here and right here, because that's where it's going to be sliding on these slide pins right here and up here. Okay, so the torque spec for the caliper bracket bolts here and here, the 17 millimeters are going to be 79 foot-pounds. So make sure you have a torque wrench. I'm using a 1/2 inch one. My 3/8 will not reach 79. So we're going to do the 1/2 inch at 79 foot-pounds. Right there. And then the one on the top side. Now you'll grab your 14 millimeter bolts for the caliper and get those started. The torque spec for the caliper bolts are 25 foot-pounds. We'll start at the bottom. So that is the whole procedure on replacing the pads and rotors on a 2014 Toyota Corolla. This was on the passenger side. Doing the driver side will be the exact same process. Tighten up the lug nuts here to 76 foot-pounds in a star pattern. So you'll start here, then torque here, 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 and then here. Once you have that done and you have the vehicle assembled, go on a test drive. Drive normally. You don't want to drive up to say 20-30 miles per hour and then slam on the brakes to seat the brake pads. You don't want to do that. It's the incorrect way to seat the brake pads. Just drive normally. Within about 5-10 miles, the pads will seat themselves under normal driving conditions. Now for the first few miles, you're going to notice or hear that the brakes are grinding almost. That's what it's going to sound like. Coming to a slow stop, you're going to hear just grinding coming from the front brakes. Totally normal. The brake pads are seating. Once they are seated all the way, your brakes will be smooth and quiet. No need to worry about the grinding noise. It will eventually go away. So that's the end of the video. If you liked it, if you learned something, if I helped you save some money, consider subscribing to the channel and click right here in the top left corner for more videos on 2014 Toyota Corolla. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.